Hey, welcome back to another episode for Life for Living Well. My name is Richard, and I will be your anchor for the message for this week. Before I dive into the topic that I have this week, I'd like to say one or two things about this community. If you'd like to know about our weekly article, or the podcast, or our video blog on the YouTube, you can check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. If you also want to know about the books that members have read and they give their feedback, and you think those books could be so helpful for you where you are right now in your journey of life, you can also pick on the website. If you have one or two things that you would like to suggest about the podcast, you can make comment on the podcast platform that you're using to listen to us, or you can directly come to the website and use the contact me form, and we will definitely take it and reflect on it. And if you like to sign up to our weekly message through the newsletter, you can just enter your email and you'll be able to receive weekly article once we release them or publish them on the platform. Let's dive into it without taking much of your time. So the topic I'm looking at this week is what I call learn to say no. And it's a two-letter word, and it sounds simple, but actually is very difficult for many people. And we wanted to see why it's difficult and what we can do to cultivate that skills of saying no. As we normally do, we take one or two individual words and we try to accommodating their code into the message that we genuinely want to deliver. So this week I will be taking from CA Vikram Verma. So what Vikram said about saying no is a skill, and how to say no is an art, which is very difficult to find the balance in the two. So to say no, it requires skill. And then how to say your no is an art in a way that is not abridged and is not do not render the other person that receiving it in a way that it make them incapacity to do things or feel good about themselves. So the two-letter word that seems simple, but actually is very difficult for many people to accept, even to utter without commotion, and we all know it, is the word no. Just take a step back and reflect on your own journey for the past few years, few months. How do you react to the word no, whether from your loved one or your colleagues or your business partner, or you have to be the one that uttered that word? Children say this all the time when they are compelled to do something different to what they want to do. They say no. So in many situations, saying no can provoke feelings of panic or even anger for adults. So the consequences, the outcome of this word have often been one of the reasons why it's so difficult to say it. Because you really don't want to deal with angry individual in your life or yourself. So for many people, growing up with caregiver who frequently issue commands or order have shaped their mindset in this way. And society subtly enforces conformity, and many institutions are designed to reinforce this idea, which individuals encounter at various points in life. And it takes kind of mind shift. It takes a little bit of self-reflection to actually say that you are not living your life in autopilot. And there's so many things in life that no will come into your place, into your space. How humble, willing that we're able to embrace it, accept it, and make the best of it. Our brain our mindset so conditioned in such a way that saying no, whether as a giver or recipient, can easily become uncomfortable experience. And history and the record shows that people who fail to say no at the right time often fail to manifest their deepest dreams and desires. Because every time you say yes to something, you actually rejecting another thing. So the question is, are you saying yes to the right thing? Or are you saying no to the right thing? Because if you already occupy your space and time and energy with things that doesn't add more values to your life or where you want to be, and you have not acquired the skill to say no to the thing that doesn't add value to your life, you bound to just running around the cycle and say no to yourself while you're saying yes to others. So the question is, why is saying no difficult? From my perspective, it is difficult saying no. Probably stems from belief embedded in childhood that persist into adulthood. And unfortunately, this belief is very difficult to question because we just say it as normal without struggle. It just comes naturally. It's inbreed into our subconscious, and we often ready to absorb it and become part of us. And in my experience, it holds people back in various areas of life. Because from your childhood, perhaps saying no may have brought anger, resentment, or even isolation through silent treatment from people that are supposed to be care more for you. Even among your friends, they might decide not to invite you out anymore. And the fear of such reaction created emotional and psychological discomfort, making experience of saying no feel imbalanced. And another reason saying no is difficult is the desire to be liked and wanted by others. And you think they cannot do without you. And you continue to overstretching yourself to the point that it's affecting your primary relationship. You're unable to sleep well. You are not taking care of your physical body anymore. And that will have definitely a negative impact on your life, on your well-being for longer periods. People often go to great lengths to gain approval, driven by a lack of self-love, so be mindful that the price of this desire can be steep, impacting inner peace and mental well-being. You can be overstretch yourself to the point that you actually damage your own well-being. So that takes me to the another part in this message. How to say no without feeling guilty. How do you feel when you say no to invitation from your close friends just because you need to push for that particular weekend for your last part of the page of the book you're writing, or you need to invest to a new business, or you need to spend time with your primary family? How do you feel saying no to your parent when they put a demand that is not reasonable to you? How do you feel when you say no to your siblings? Do you feel guilt of saying no to them just because they know you are the person to go and meet every time they have a problem? Every time they need to be uplifting, it's you that they will come to. Do you always have to be the one? So saying no without guilt is a skill that requires practice and self-awareness. I know someone who often feel overstretched and anxious after agreeing to every request. This individual, if he said, "Will you like to take a boat trip at 10 a.m. tomorrow?" he will say yes. If you ask this same person, "Would you like to have a breakfast at a coffee at 10 a.m. by another people?" he will say yes. Then come 9 o'clock, he's already feel drained and stretched, and even complaining that why people are expecting things from him, because he has opened up policy. He has not prioritized his own need and well-being first. He prioritized being liked. And what make it more challenging for this individual is he's not only just doing it to his close family or close friend, he can easily be like that with the acquaintance that he just met in a few days. And the selfishness of being liked was so overwhelming that he used accommodating as a tool to control the outcome. But it get burned out. So he said yes to everything, but feels emotionally drained and bitter, driven by a strong need to be liked. Don't underestimate that. So ask yourself, what is behind the reason why saying no is so difficult for you? What is other factors behind it that making it so hard for you to accommodate no to your life? It's a tools that you can use to make your life much better, healthy, and well balanced. How do you use this? So here are steps to say no with confidence. I put 4 steps down. Number 1, take your time. Every time someone asks you to come and do something, learn the way to say, "I will get back to you in an hour's time. I will get back to you before 8 o'clock tomorrow." I will get back to you as soon as I can. So you buy yourself time rather than respond reactively in an impulsive way. To be able to check on yourself, can you avoid the time? Can you avoid the money? Can you avoid the resources? Do you really want to involve in that? Take your time. Respond mindfully to requests. If appropriate or not, offer the alternative. Work on yourself. So you might be the person that find it difficult to do some of things by yourself. It's the time opportunity for you to build independence so that reliance on others does not hinder your progress. If your happiness, if your self-worth was always based on the group club that you belong alone, the moment you lost it, it's going to destroy your self-worth and you have to rebuild it again. It is important we work on ourselves to build it within first. It's the Buddha that said, force from within is faster. From the outside of you, it can crack it, but it cannot destroy it. Number 3, let value drive your actions. What values do you have? Such as happiness, joy, integrity, kindness, compassion, transparency, honesty. If you are driven by values, your actions will be so in current with your well-being and you have a peace of mind. Be honest with yourself, allow you to be honest with others. And number 4, handle conversation with compassion. Feel the pain and feel the feelings before you offer the no. Even offer the no in a way that wasn't destructive to others, we also go a very long way. We are not all have the same strength. We have not all have the same perspective. We have not all interpret the life changes and experience the same way. But if we embrace compassion in how we deal with our friends, our colleagues, our family, even with ourselves, we utter no in such a way that is not damaging to them or to us, not destructive to us. There is a kind of no that you look down to others, you are brush, and you say without putting yourself into the shoes of others. We say no all the time. Whether the job application you've been rejected is a way of saying no. And this thing might not nothing to do with you alone. It might just be that somebody more qualified than you, or it might just be that they didn't feel your vibes. And that doesn't mean that there's other doors that close for you. To be able to take these things and embrace it and accommodate it in a way that you come out of it even better than you are before is a skill that we all need to work on. And that takes me to the next question. As I'm winding up, why is saying no a skill? So one of the benefits of adulthood is the opportunity to develop skills, including ability to say no. The same skill that you can develop in other area, how to make money, how to keep money, how to grow money. This is also a skills. How to relating, interacting with others is a skills. And there's so many skills that making someone become efficient and functioning adults. Many people are not raised to see this as an essential art, with cultural and societal influences often discouraging it. So to master this skill, understand your boundaries regarding time, resources, and responsibilities. This is particularly important in close relationships such as family and romantic partnerships, where proximity can lead to boundary violation and unrealistic expectations. So you can see how family member can feel entitled to everything that you possess, whether your resources, whether your time, whether your money. And the moment you say no, they take offense. They might be treating you passive aggressive by not talking to you anymore because they feel entitled to it. They feel in their mind that you deliberately don't want to help them. Maybe helping them, it means that you are enjoy yourself by going extra mile. So remember, when you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself. Paulo Coelho stated this, and it's right. Every time we say yes to something, you definitely say no to something else. So you need to figure out what are you saying yes to and what are you saying no to. So quickly, as I'm rounding up, let's say the benefit of saying no. So there are numerous benefits to saying no, including number one, establishing boundaries with others, creating space to focus on the right things, discouraging entitlement in relationships, protecting your time and resources, improving your mental and emotional well-being, gaining self-respect by setting the tone for how you want to be treated, spending time with those who value and respect your boundaries. So you can see that there's so much benefit in developing skills how to say no without feeling guilt. So those who truly matter will not mind your no, and those who do mind likely don't matter. Focus your time on those who respect your choices. Finally, one of the most critical skills to develop in life is the ability to say no to irrelevant things. By doing so, you create the space to say yes to what truly matters. These relevant choices are the ones that propel individuals toward their highest dreams. While society often demands conformity, those who dare to follow their own path may face resistance, but ultimately influence society in profound ways. So I want this to be your portion as you listen this morning or this week or this message right now. I want you to take it on you. If you've really been feeling so low because you're saying no, and the people that you really care about in your life are now treating you with silent treatment or cut you off, please take courage and confidence in your action because it comes from the place of values and compassion. And the moment you prioritize yourself, others will begin to respect you at the same time. Respect is different from pride and ego. It is how you value yourself, the others will value you. The price you want to sell your product is what the others will pay for it. They will try to negotiate and bring it down. But with you, you are unique in your own way. And your no is your superpower. So use it wisely. I hope this message helps someone. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.